Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. Today you will learn the solo to Agua de Rosas, a song by Leela Downs. The guitar player featured on this is Guilherme Monteiro. I believe he's from, if you haven't heard of him, you have now. Very brilliant, sensitive, beautiful guitar solo played by this man. And I was playing a gig with a dear friend, vocalist, female vocalist. She put this song on the set list, so I had to learn it. When I got to the solo, I was just captivated. It's just a beautiful solo, so I hope you enjoy it. Couple of things to know about it and the reasons why I chose it. It's in G harmonic minor, which I'll bring up in a moment. And it's almost all exclusively arpeggios. So if you've ever asked yourself, or you're asked someone, or you're asking me now, hey, how do I use arpeggios in a guitar solo? I'm not sure I could find a better example than this one. So if you're thinking about that, or you're thinking along those lines, this video and this solo are perfect for you right now. So, okay, well, let me just get started and I'll show it to you, and we'll take it from there. All right, let's go. It's a really great solo. I always like to apply and learn the chord progression behind the solo, sort of underneath it, so I can then understand as I dissect the solo why the guitarist made the choices they did. This guitar solo is underneath a chord progression that goes like this: G minor to D7, then D7 to G minor. That's the whole thing. That chord progression is outlined by G harmonic minor. And I'll show you why. Here's our G minor chord. Here's our D7 chord. Look at this note right here. It's the third of our D7. Listen to it in relation to G. It's the major 7 of G. It's the third of our D7 chord, but it's the 7 of the G, and we're playing G minor. Best way to look at this is take your G minor chord, lift your pinky off, and replace it with this 4th fret of the D string. The only way to get to that chord is G harmonic minor. Very cool sounding harmony, right? A very mysterious, beautiful harmonic fabric to play a solo over. Okay, I'll play the whole solo for you, and then I'll break it down in lick by lick. What a beautiful solo. Very, very thoughtful, articulate, and sensitive. Okay, lick by lick. Here's the first lick. Simply G minor, arpeggio, ascending G minor, and coming down D7, just like the chord progression is suggesting. And if you don't see this as a G minor arpeggio, you know, when you come across something like that, you know, strive to find out why that's G minor. This is D, move that shape up to E, move it up to F, move it up to G, flat the 3rd, G minor, right? Make those types of connections all the way through. Here we go. The first phrase again. This is 7, 8, 6, and then 10, 8 on the E string. Now 10, 7 on B, and 7 on G. Followed by this phrase that's all on the G string, this beautiful sliding phrase. So this technique is playing a note with your index finger, playing the note above it with your ring finger, but sliding down to where your index was, and it repeats that a couple of times. Starting on the 7th fret, go to 9 and slide down. Now 5, 7, slide down to 3. Ends with a grace note on 5. That sounds like this. Really just barely hit that 5th fret. The next phrase goes like this. I'm going to break that down into 2 sections. First one is this G minor chord, which is basically 3rd fret. He plays the G string twice, B string once, G string twice, and then slides down to the 2nd fret. The second half of that phrase goes like this. This is just a D7 arpeggio descending and then ascending again, and he ends on the 3rd fret on G. Watch. 2 on G, 4 on D, 5 on A, 3 on A, 5 on A, 4 on D, 2 on G, back to 4 on D, end on 3 on G. And he ends with this interesting phrase, all in the D string. That's just 5, 0, 2, 2. This note's interesting. It's an E over that G. The band is playing this. And he's ending on this. Just a real small little piece of massive tension. The next phrase goes like this, sort of going back to the beginning again. This is a G minor arpeggio. And this is the same one we played at the top. 7, 8, 6, 10, slide up to 11, play it twice, and then 8. The next phrase is all in the E string and goes like this. That interesting slide again, where he's using his ring finger to slide down, index finger to slide down to the ring finger again. So here, watch it. It's on 10th fret on the E string twice, 14, 10. Now he does this slide again. 12th fret, slide down to 10, 8, 10th fret, slide down to 8, 6. What a great phrase. It's an exact echo of the one he did before, an octave down. The next phrase goes like this. That phrase starts on the E string, 6, 10, 8, then 10, 7 on B, ending on G, 7th fret. The last phrase of the solo goes like this. That's starting on the 10th fret of the D string, G string 7, B string 7. Now he does this interesting counterpoint between 10 on the B and 7 on the G, ending on 8 on the B. So that whole thing sounds like this. The last phrase in the solo is 7 on the G string, strikes it 3 times, slides down to 3, strikes it twice, ends on the 5th fret on the D string, which is the tonic. Okay, there it is. Beautiful solo. Again, all arpeggios. Guilherme Monteiro is such a sensitive player. You know, there's no bends. There's not one bend in this solo. There's no vibrato to speak of. Very, very little. But yet, and it's all arpeggios. How expressive, right? And again, like I said on the top, if you've asked yourself, hey, how do I really incorporate, arpeggios into my solo or lead lines? This solo is a study in it. You know, when I learned this solo, I immediately incorporated these ideas into my soloing, and I still use them to this day. A couple things to take away, just that beautiful G harmonic minor sound. And then, you know, your arpeggio works. Just really getting sensitive to that chord change and really applying, you know, arpeggios almost exclusively. I've tabbed it all out. That's on Patreon. The link's down below. Any support there is greatly appreciated. It sort of fuels this whole thing for me, allows me to provide this insight and information for you, and it's very inspiring for me to do this, so I really appreciate the support. Okay, I love this solo. I hope it grows on you. It's a really great study, and I suggest you take your time with it and really get the phrasing down. Okay, I hope you fall in love with it the way I have. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.